Hello, everyone. My name is Rancher Kubernetes. I had screen recording or video recording today. How to get started with RSaaS in this video. And now, as I promised, I will continue and provide how you can install Rancher Kubernetes Engine on multipass VMs on your local machine. After getting access to RSaaS, the Rancher shared as a service environment, which you can get access to at this site by clicking Get Access, provide your name and email. And here, after you get access, in my case, I'm admin. I have access to the bare metal cluster. For RDAS, the Rancher dedicated as a service environment users for POCs, proof of concept, and the Rancher server itself is running on this server, on this cluster, on EKS, the Elastic Kubernetes service with spot instances. So, which means Rancher can run on spot instances, right? So, we had also a recording last week about auto-scaling of spot instances if you would like to have a look on it, or auto-scaling Kubernetes for fun and profit by Francesco. Let's go on and try to deploy Rancher Kubernetes Engine through this environment, which you get access through RSaaS, Rancher shared as a service environment, Kubernauts.IO. So before we add a cluster, we can add a cluster. In the last session, we imported an existing cluster with K3s, Bonsai. And now we are going to add create a Rancher Kubernetes engine on multipass VMs on our local machine. But before we do that, let's go to a screencast, which I recorded some minutes ago. You can get access, you can clone the repo from GitHub. That's this one, multipass RK Rancher. And the only thing which you need is to run the first script. It deploys multipass VMs with Docker on it. So Rancher Kubernetes Engine, it has a hard dependency with Docker. And Docker is needed, and this installer goes on and deploys Docker on your local machine, creates 3 nodes, RKE1, 2, and 3, and goes on and deploys Docker, installs Docker on these machines, and then goes on and goes on. The interesting part is at the end. So it asks you about your sudo password. Please have a look on in the script what you are using. So don't trust me or the community. Always have a look in the script what it does. And at the end, it will prompt the nodes which was installed on this environment. If I go back to the terminal and multipass list, will list VMs which are running on your local machine. This 3.1, RK1, 2, and 3. And now we can go to the Rancher interface and provide a name, RKE Bonsai. Bonsai. And you can as well edit the YAML file to customize your RKE installation, Rancher Kubernetes installation. For a local development environment for RKE, I recommend to have Flannel and click Next. You'll get this command, copy this command, and decide on which node you'd like to have the control plane and HCD. In our case, we are going to have an all-in-one installation. So it means on every node, we will have HCD, control plane, and the worker nodes. In a real world environment, you will separate that. Sometimes you would like to have a high availability environment only for HCD on 3 nodes, together with a stacked environment, together with the control plane perhaps, or separated, and deselect all of them for the all other nodes, which are the worker nodes, and then select only the worker and copy the command. But in our case, I will have, I would like to have all nodes all in one. Copy this command and then go to the shell, the terminal. I'll need to multipass shell. Multipass shell to RKE1. That's the first node. And what I need to do is to paste the command from the range interface, which was provided, and then go on. So it takes a couple of seconds or just a minute to deploy, to import the Hypercube images from Rancher from RKE, and then go to the RKE2 shell into the second RKE node and paste the same command. And if I switch to Rancher, you will see the first node has been registered already. And soon we'll see that hopefully that the second node, the second node has been registered as well. Exit again, clean up, and shell into exec into the RKE3 node, and copy the command again. So with that, in few seconds or in a minute, we will have a running Rancher Kubernetes engine on our local machine. So let's see how it works. The third node shall get ready, but you can click on done, and you see the RKE Bonsai is going to be provisioned, and in a couple of seconds, hopefully the control plane and the worker nodes get ready. I'll come back to this interface again and provide some other sites where you can get help and try that on your own. The first site is our training site. You can start here how you can get prepared for the Kubernetes course, and how to install different versions of Kubernetes. The first one which we recommend for the trainings or for development is the K3S Bonsai Cube with Metal LB to get the load balancing functionality and Portain on top, as I showed you in the last video. You can also use K3D, is excellent for very rapid development on your local machine. And last but not least, you can also install KubeADM, the latest version 1.18 at this time, with multipass and MitalLB as well. I will provide a video for that later, hopefully this week. And also get started with RKE and Rancher server installation with multipass VMs from this repo, which I showed you. But in this session, we installed that only the multipass VMs on our local machine, and then installed Rancher Kubernetes Engine through the RSaaS environment. So this might take several minutes. I guess in 1 or 2 minutes it will be ready. So for now, I'd like to show you again where you can join us and get or ask us any questions. That's on Kubernauts.IO side. That's our community page. We love to learn together with you. And if you'd like to join us on Slack, here is our Slack channel. Click on it, provide your email, and then that's a self-invite page for you. Or you can follow us on Twitter. And for sure, you can watch our videos on YouTube or join us on the Worldwide Meetup, the Kubernauts Worldwide Meetup, where we provide from time to time interesting sessions about Kubernetes and how to save our planet, right? So this session is also, you don't need to run a Kubernetes cluster in the cloud, right? So you can run it on your local environment, and even Kubernetes, Rancher Kubernetes Engine, as I showed you. And yeah, so the installation is almost ready. Rancher does the RKE tool, which is used through this installer from the Rancher interface, will provide all what you need on for a full-fledged Kubernetes engine, and does the updating of the latest Hypercube containers on the machine, and we'll get ready hopefully in a couple of minutes or seconds. Let's see how it goes on. By the way, if you'd like to have access to dedicated environment, this test cluster which we have on bare metal, and for your proof of concept with Rancher, please get in touch. You can contact us on the via this link, which goes to the contact page, and learn about our services, the difference between RSaaS and RDaaS, or attend to our public free trainings, or which will be announced in our Slack channel, or if you'd like to have a Kubernetes implementation training, you'll get some information about it. We'll be happy if you get in touch with us, and we could be of help. Good. Let's go back. Yeah, that's our Twitter account. By the way, today, Paul Cormier from Red Hat, the new CEO of Red Hat, tweeted about racism, and that Red Hat, not only Red Hat, the whole community stands in solidarity with the Black community. This is our Twitter account. We will announce any new recording about RSaaS, RDaaS, and other news. If you'd like to have a look on our blog post, blog by Medium, that's the interface, the URL of our blog post from the community, not only from us. By the way, if you'd like to get the EKS provision with Terraform Rancher provider, please have a look on this. We wrote a tool, a CLI, TK8, CLI, CTL, to deploy EKS with Terraform Rancher provider on Amazon. Yeah, by the way, one of the most interesting part of our blogs is this one, which I wrote some months ago, in December 14, is the K3S, which I showed you in the last session recording today. And last but not least, we have also our news site, where you can get the latest news about Kubernetes. That's news.on Paperly, news.Kubernauts.IO. And go back to the Rancher interface. It's still updating, pre-building Kubernetes images and so on. So it will get ready. It has some RK is not active. RK is not active. Okay, it will take a little bit. So on the local machine to activate the nodes. And by the way, so on the Kubernauts.8 side, you will get all of the links which I showed you to the blog post or contact page, and also to the pricing. The RSaaS is free forever, for sure. It doesn't provide any SLA. It's on your own risk. We have disabled all other drivers, the standard drivers which come with Rancher out of the box. If you deploy Rancher on your environment with Docker on a single machine, which I don't really recommend. So Rancher is built for Kubernetes. You have to deploy Rancher on RKE. That's the recommended way. Or even on EKS if you know how to do that. And so that's our own implementation on EKS. And let's go back to the community side, to the community side, which was here, I think. No, okay, .io. And where you can get additional information or get in touch with us. That's our GitHub account from the community. There are a bunch of interesting implementation for instance, for the monitoring with Prometheus operator, which we provide a course shortly on the training side. The training side was here. This is this link. And also what is going to come very soon is about integrating the HashiCorp Vault. You can get that somewhere in the secrets, I think, section, how to deal with ingress secrets. Yeah, that's it. And the Vault integration is a quick and dirty guide how to get started with HashiCorp Vault and H8 environment to inject secrets into your Kubernetes pods via the Vault Helm sidecar. So I hope the installation is ready now. Go to RKE Bonsai. It's not yet ready. The cluster is currently updating. It takes a couple of minutes perhaps, and not you see the etcd is working, the control manager as well, scheduler, and so on. Two of the nodes have problems because on the local environment you don't have so much power, right? So the right way to deploy RKEs on either on-prem on VMs or my favorite installation or what we are using is bare metal servers. We don't need the overhead of, let's say, OpenStack, vSphere, whatever. And I'd recommend if you want to go with RKE on-prem, then go with bare metal if you can. But if you have already an OpenStack or VMware, vSphere implementation on-prem, you should use that for yourself. Okay. Yeah, these two nodes are ready now. The first node is had all rows. The second node in this case has somehow only the control plane role in our case, but I'm sure because we provided the same command on all nodes, I would expect that, yeah, you see it has changed. This one, it had all rows, and this one as well, very nice. And hopefully in a couple of seconds, all nodes will get ready and we can go to global RK Bonsai, and yeah, all of them are ready. Then what would be interesting for you is what is the difference between importing a cluster or provision a cluster through Rancher. A Rancher provision cluster has more capabilities compared to an imported cluster. So in this case, on this cluster, we can run sysscans for security. But if I go on and switch to the EKS cluster, you will see sysscans are not enabled. So that's the main difference with RKE provision clusters. You can do more with that. So to get access to the cluster, to this one, you can launch, copy the kubeconfig to your local machine, and let's do that. So you can see you can have access to this cluster. Go here, exit, sorry, clear, and vi kubeconfig. Okay, that's an existing config which I had, an old one, and we are kubeconfig RKE Bonsai, and paste the kubeconfig which we got from Rancher interface and export. kubeconfig is, in this case, kubeconfig rk-bonsai. And now if I get nodes, hopefully it will get the nodes from my environments, which we provisioned on all multipass VMs. RK1, all of them are ready. And with that, it was successful. I hope you learned a little bit how to get started with Rancher Kubernetes Engine through the RSaaS environment. Again, you can get free access forever to this environment by providing your name and email and get instant access to Rancher. Thanks very much for your attention. We will continue to provide additional sessions. The next session will be about how to deploy EKS or import an EKS cluster provisioned with the Terraform provider, which we have in place into Rancher. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.